So here's a fun little exercise. Has anyone here ever heard of Chet Holmes? Amazing man. He formed a business, Business Breakthroughs International, with Tony Robbins. And so this is a fun little exercise that Chet used to do, and I like to do it with my clients. So everyone pull out a piece of paper and a pen. I want everyone to play along with me. Come on, we're going to play full on. This is incredibly powerful, okay? So what I want you to do is, let's imagine that I can put you in a stadium with 50,000 of your best buyers. These are people who haven't bought from you yet, but they need what you're offering. You can walk out into that stadium. These are people who have the potential to buy at the level that you want them to buy. They've got money, they pay on time, and I can put you in a stadium and give you a chance to walk out and present to all of them. What would you say to them? What would you say to them as your headline? You walk out. You want to differentiate yourself between you and your competitors. You walk out. What do you say? Are you ready right now? Would your salespeople be ready right now? Okay, so spend 60 seconds. Just write down for me. What would your headline be? Remember, you can't launch into your speech. You can't tell them all the value that you're going to add. You just give them your headline. Take 60 seconds and write it down. Okay, who's ready? You are? What's your title? I'm sorry? What's that? We treat our customers like family. Okay, anyone else? Yes, you. We have the best products at the best prices. All right, those were okay, but the issue is, aren't they the exact same things that your competitors are going to be saying? Basically, everyone is going to be talking about how they treat their customers like family. They're going to rely on price. They're going to talk about our widget. You turn it on this way and it sparkles that way. Can you see that? So let's talk a little bit about who was in that audience. When we survey audiences and we ask for a show of hands, who's in the market right now for a new car or a new washing machine or a new home or a new energy efficiency system, about 3% of any audience is what we say are buying right now. They're in the market right now to buy. It may be 2%, it may be 4%, but it's about 3%. The next group of people in our buying pyramid is a group that is open to the idea. They're not really buying right now, but about 7% of them are at least open to hearing your value proposition, right? Now let's look at the remaining 90% of the audience. They're divided into 3 equal categories. The first group of about 30% is, they're not thinking about it. They haven't really considered buying, they're not opposed to it, but they're really not demonstrating that they're a buyer. They haven't given it any thought. The next 30%, I don't think so, I'm not really interested, it's a soft no. And the bottom 30%, that's a hard no. They have had their same suppliers for the past 20 years. They don't really have any reason to change, so they're really not interested. So let's make this a little more interesting and a little more realistic. Your audience, they've been sitting all day. They're tired. They're hungry. It's 7 o'clock at night. They really don't want to listen to what anyone has to say. They want to be done. And remember, your audience is free to leave at any time after you give your opening headline. They can get up and they can walk out. So you've only got one shot, a few seconds to interest them. So think about it. What percentage, knowing that, what percentage do you think will stay and listen to everything that you have to offer them? What percentage? Maybe the top 10%? 3%, sure, because they're buying right now. So maybe the next 7% are going to stay. But are you like most business owners, and frankly most of my clients, who are making your living at the top 10% of the buying pyramid and leaving the remaining 90% completely out in the cold, not even having an interest in anything you have to offer them? And before you say to me, oh, Deborah, this is not realistic, no one is going to stand up and turn their backs on me and walk out. Think again. It is realistic because your buyers, they're not sitting in a stadium. They're not there where you can see them. You know, you can see who's getting up, who's walking out, who's turning their backs on me. That's not where they are. They're sitting in their office, or they're working late at night and they're sitting in their living room. The phone rings, the boss walks in, and if you don't grab them in those first few seconds, you don't grab them at all. If someone pops onto your website, you've literally got just a few seconds to get their attention. And if you don't in those few seconds, you lose them. Possibly you lose them forever. Remember, they're being hit with a tidal wave of 30,000 or more marketing messages each day. What makes yours out of all 30,000 that they notice? And what makes yours the one that they take action on? Because noticing you is one thing, right? But what we really want them to do is to take action and buy. Okay, so what would a title look like that would get more of your audience, even up to 100%, to stay and listen to what you have to offer? So how about the 5 biggest threats to child safety? Or the 3 best proven strategies for reducing mortgage costs? Or how about this one? Retirement accounts have dropped more than 35% in the past 5 years. Here are 5 strategies for making sure that you don't get wiped out. How's that? As I said, if you're like most businesses that I work with, you're currently making your living at the top 3% of the buying pyramid. And there's no guarantee that you're going to win that 3% and have them buy from you. You're not even getting your proposition, your full value heard by the remaining 90%. Can you see how my titles appeal to almost everyone in the audience? I'm offering to give them something of value. I'm offering to educate them so that when they do buy, they can make a smart buying choice. I'm not telling them to buy from me. I'm helping them to be a smart buyer. So think about it. Who do you personally want to buy from? Do you want to buy from someone who cares about you, who wants to arm you with the greatest information that helps you make the smartest choice? Or do you want to buy from somebody who merely wants to get their hand inside your wallet? If I walk out and I say, I have the best prices, my company treats all customers like family, do you immediately realize that I'm in selling mode? And because we're getting those 30,000 messages a day, and because we're so accustomed to being sold, what naturally happens is that we're conditioned to back away. We either do it physically or emotionally or intellectually. Whoa, they're coming at me, I gotta pull back. But if I walk out here and I tell you something that's of value to you, you're more likely to lean in to listen. Oh, she's telling me something that may help me in the future. I need to listen. Rather than saying, whoa, she just wants to sell me something, I gotta back away. And sometimes they actually will turn around and walk away.